Okay, so now let's see how this OMDB API, right? This is the database which has a database of all Hollywood movies. Okay, let's see how we can use their API and then get some information about Hollywood movies. Okay, so to get the information, right? Basically, we need to authenticate ourselves, right? This public available API, right? We need to authenticate ourselves. Okay, so for that we need a key. Okay, so let's generate a key. Okay, let's generate this. Let's see whether we are able to get it. Okay, use it for test purpose. Then I'm submitting it. Okay, a verification to activate your key is sent. Okay, let's go to my mail and see whether you have got anything. Okay, I got a key. Okay, so this is the key. Okay, click the forward URL to activate the key. So first let's activate this key. Yeah, the key is now activated. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy. So this is an API. Okay, this is a URL to invoke some function in the API. Okay, so this API key, this is a key given to us. This will basically allow us to get access the information in the database. Okay, so how this works is, let's paste this key here. Okay, now this OMDB API, right? Let's assume that web server is here. This is a web server of this OMDB API. Okay, now what I am sitting now, I am using my Chrome browser. I am sitting in Yelagiri, and then I am using the internet, and then I am sending this request using this postman. I am sending the request to this, right? In the request, what I am passing some values here, right? I is equal to something I am passing, and API key is equal to something I am passing. So what this web server will do is use this will basically what this is the URL. So it will invoke a function in the web server. An appropriate function will be invoked. What that function will do, it will do the validation. It will check the API key, whether this API key is allowed or not. If it is allowed now, then it will do some processing. Otherwise, it will just return an error code. Okay. So let's see how this works. Okay. So I am doing a send request. Okay. Sending. Okay. So now it is given me, basically this is collection of Hollywood movies, right? So I passed this ID. TT some ID I passed, right? This ID is I is equal to some ID I pass. This ID is nothing but to identify a particular Hollywood movie. So which year it released, all these things, right? So it is sent me the data about the movie. Okay, some information about the movie, all the things I got. Okay, IMDb rating. Okay, all the things I have got. So this is what is an API. Basically, we are invoking a function here using a URL. We are authenticating ourselves using a key which we generated, right? Just now we generated. And then we are inquiring about this movie, TT, right? This movie points to Guardian of Galaxy. So this information we are doing a get request. Basically, it is getting information here. Okay. Now, suppose I am changing the key to some other value. Instead of B, I am putting G. Okay. Let's do something. Okay, and then let's do a send. Let's see what is happening. See, it is sending 401 unauthorized. It is not giving us the information needed. So this API key is used to authenticate ourselves, right? And then only if you are authenticated, it will send you the information back. Okay. So now let's go to the IMDb, okay, and then let's see what else we can do with this. Okay, let's go to the omdbapi.com. omdbapi.com. Okay, So we got the API key. Okay, now here it is telling, right, default value is empty. There's a parameter movie title to search for, right? Okay, so in the S parameter, okay, in the I parameter, we have to give the valid IMDb ID. Like this you have to give. This is the ID mapped to the movie. In the S parameter, you can give the movie title. Okay, so let's use the S parameter and see what is happening. Instead of this I parameter, let's use the S parameter. And then let's send Batman. Okay, let's do a send request. See, it is giving me all the Hollywood names. Okay, it is giving me all the Hollywood names which has Batman in its name. Title: Batman Begins. Batman is a Superman, right? Batman movie is there. Batman Returns. Which year it is released? Okay, so using these parameters and the authentication thing, we can get information from a web server. So this is what is a URL to invoke a particular API, which is in this omdbapi.com. While sending this is the header used. Okay, 9 hidden. Okay, so this is a header. This is nothing but a HTTP request, right? Okay, so it is sending these are the headers. User agent is postman. It accepts all the things. This is a header going. Okay, so this one I did it. So this is not the same. Body we are not sending anything. Okay, so what is the authorization? We are not sending anything in authorization. Authorization is going in the URL itself. Okay, this API key we can make it go in the URL itself. This what is URL, right? URL itself, or you can send it in the header also. That depends upon how where your web server is looking for this API key. Some web server will be looking for API key in the URL. Some might be looking in the header. So based on the web server, you have to send the key in the appropriate place. Okay. So this is one way. This is what is API. Like using an API, you are querying this database and retrieving information. Like this, you can also use other methods like post, patch, footer, delete, everything you can use. Post is used to usually to update information in the server, right? To update a database or to change some information in the server. To put some information in the server, post is used. Okay, patch is used to update some information in the server. Okay, patch is update some information in the server. Put is also for the same thing. Okay, delete is used to delete information, some record in the server. Okay, so this is what is the CRUD they used to say, right? Create, read, update and delete. Okay, what is create? Now you have to create some information in the web server, right? For that you use the post method, correct? Now read, you have to get information from your web server by reading the database. For that you use get method. Now already some information is there. You want to update this information. Okay, suppose your information about the student is there. You want to update the mobile number of that particular student. The information about the student is already there. So you use update. So you use put method. Put updates all the information in that record. Okay, and suppose you want to delete a particular student, you use delete. So this is nothing but the CRUD operation they used to say. Usually this is the operation we do with the database. And using REST API you can use this. Using REST API you can do these operations. Okay. Okay. So you already seen get method. Okay, it is used to read. It is used to read the data. Right, and you have to. Parameter can be passed using the over the URL starting with the question mark, right? And the parameters joined with and, right? That is what we did right just now, right? From the question mark, after the question mark, parameter starts. Different parameters can be passed using this and, okay, and that is what we did using the get. Okay, so Twitter also provides you API. There's Liftoff all publicly available. They provide APIs and you can use their APIs. Some APIs you have to pay. Okay, there are paid APIs, right? You have to pay, and if when you pay, they give the API key, and using the API key, you can access their data. Okay, the success response code is used 200, which you already know. Okay, post method you already know that is used to create the data, right? What data? The data is sent in the body. So if you click body here, right, you fill the data here. Now I am using Postman, right? As a client. Right? When you write an application, a browser itself acts as a client. So in this, you put the data, you choose the method as post, and you put the URL here. Then you do a send. This data will be uploaded to that database. Okay, and the success response code for the post is 201. Put and patch method is basically used to update the complete data, and patch method is used to update only the partial data, and the data which has to be updated, which the data will be sent over your body. Okay, here the response code is 1. Okay, so these are the some URLs where you can use publicly available URLs where you can use your put and patch methods. Okay, we will write our own web service, we will write our own web API. Okay, a delete method basically is used to delete a particular record, right? So what ID to delete, that ID is passed over the URL, right? This is what is the URL, right? This is what is the URL. This is passed over the URL, and if you just choose delete, right, you choose delete, and then here you can put ID equal to something, and basically that particular record will be deleted. Okay, these are the different methods. Okay, now what is REST API authentication, right? So this publicly available API, everyone they cannot allow to use, right? Okay, so what this OMDB has done, they have a database of all Hollywood movies. Okay, they provide the APIs, but they don't want everybody to use their API. So what they have done, they have just asked us to give us an email, give us our name and something, and they have sent the API key to our email, and we use the API key to query their database. Okay, so what are the different kinds of authentication available is basic HTTP authentication. This you can send like this, authorization : basic, and then you can send your username, encashed encrypted username password here. This will be sent in your request header. Okay, whenever you send your HTTP request, right, you have this request header, right? So this authentication information will be sent in the header. Okay, this basic authentication will be there, bearer token will be there. Here how it is, here also you can send like here, right? You can do like this, authorization. Okay, and then you can pass your key here, and then you can click a send if you are using these two methods. Okay, and from the request header you will be authenticated. Okay, and through API keys you can authenticate yourself. Like we now use the API key only, right? API key can be sent in the header, can be sent in the body data, or can be sent in the query string. This is what we did. We sent the API key in the query string itself. This is what is the query string, right? So in the API key we have sent it in this itself. Okay, and there is one more authentication called OAuth 2.0. Using that also, this is a new protocol. Like using this also, you can get authenticated. Okay, so some activities for you, like try to install this Postman. Okay, practice this REST APIs. Okay, try to send GET requests, POST requests, and try to do this. Take it as an exercise.